Hey lovely sexy people. Right, so a catch-up episode today with Wargames Illustrated issue 427 July 2023. I'm going to try and catch up because all my magazines for the September month are available to me now, so I'm going to try and catch up with magazines this issue. We get some waterline PT boats for Cruel Seas. One of 3 World War II motorboats. I'm assuming it means one of 3 different sprues because we've got 2 boats here, and it looks, I'm not being funny, but it does look like there are enough torpedo tubes, torpedoes, weapon fits, etc. To make both of these as, well, just to basically make both of these. So I'm going to assume that they mean one of 3 sprues. There is some damage to these. I've got a damaged pillar here. There's one of the sidewalls on the cabin area is coming, or is kind of collapsed in. It's been pushed in. That's a bit better. Yeah, so cool, interesting. Let's open the magazines. So we've got this great Saladin army, I want to say, from maybe the Crusades. Just our cover artwork this month is by Neil Roberts and shows cataphracts at ad decium. Okay, doesn't help me out one in the slightest. So, right, so subscriptions after the contents page. Observation post. Oh, we've got some nice musket and tomahawks, British and Continental Infantry. North Star musket and tomahawk figure range supports, you guessed it, musket and tomahawk skirmish rules, era black powder. So I'm assuming this is American War of Independence. Because these are bicorn hats, aren't they? Where they've just got the 2, and they look like a taco, basically, for want of a better description. So I'm doubting. So this is what, 17 something? Says American War of Independence and War of 1812. Yeah, anyway, I digress. So yeah, these look like bicorn hats. Obviously tricorn are the ones which have the 3 points to them. These only have 2. And obviously the shakos were more appropriate for the Napoleonic era, Peninsular War, etc. Oh, Modifius Fallout Brotherhood of Steel Heavy Armour. Well, they look quite interesting. 32mm period sci-fi, hard plastic, and this looks like the sprue. So, okay. Or one of the sprues, anyway. These are cool. So, zombie dogs. Zombies. Fairy folk. Pixies, they're Kazas. Marseille and the Forest Witch. So that's Marseille, or Marseille, Lupul, and the Forest Witch. We got some bloodless hounds, are decayed and unwell looking pets. while the Dark Wolf, which is this, is a less threatening individual. This Capcal is a dog-headed ogre from Romanian folklore. And Vircolacas are ancient-looking vampires, more beast than human. The only way that they could look more unsettling would be if they were big on manscaping. So yeah, cool. Radar release. So we've got various bits and pieces. We've got body sculpted by Perry Medieval Frame Spares. So yeah, Perry Miniatures. They're really good sculptors in the wargaming world. This looks thanky. Uh, 28mm scale medieval bedroom money collector set. And then these are single sheets. They're marble sheets. Marble sheets come in 3 different packs, 2 single sheets, 2 sheets of roundels in 28 to 82, 40 and 50mm, or 2 sheets of squares which are 30 to 20mm. This allows you to either quickly base an army with standard base sizes or trim a sheet to your specification. Various colours, checkerboard looks excellent. Squares to be same size throughout. They remove the need to try and paint marble. The marble sheets, I'm just seeing if it says whether they're self-adhesive or not. Stand up with us. Be aware these aren't made of stone. They are laser cut sheets that you can easily trim down to size with good scissors. They remove the need to try and paint marble, something that is well beyond my current skills to manage, blah blah blah, and create very realistic finished marble sheets. Yeah, doesn't say. We've got some World War II 6mm vehicles here. We got an M3 half-track gun carriage, so it says M15 gun carriage, and an M9A1 half-track tractor, which was the British version, I believe. If it's an M9, then it was essentially in British service. We got Panzer IV as well. And then we got some Soviet light vehicles, 3D printed resin. But it doesn't say what scale they are there. Okay, so they could be 28mm or they could be 172 scale. We got some more English Civil War guys here and some Saxons or something. Old West Hotel from Sarissa Precision. That looks nice actually, with the rooms and the central hallway around an open banister. So quick fire, readers' letters, dressing your Old West town. This looks really nice actually. They're obviously very clean. I mean, I appreciate that some people like to keep their minis clean, but I would probably look to make it a little bit dirtier. But yeah, nice clean build miniatures there. Ah, oh, look at Helm's Deep, fantastic. I decided to create Helm's Deep as close as the movie one as possible. I had to make some scaling changes because the general area available and things I wanted to show. Finally ended with 240, so it's 2.4 metres by 1.4 metres by 1.2 metres high. Just to give you, because sometimes people don't always compute. If they turn around and say it's 120 centimetres, because centimetres are quite small, people don't always necessarily make that connection with how big it is. So my desk here is a 6-foot desk, so and 6 foot is 183 centimetres, so it is 240 centimetres, as long as it's 2 metres 40. So on its longest edge, it's taller than I am. I mean, I'm 6 foot myself, and it's only 43 centimetres shorter than I am along its short edge. So that's going to be a massive board to play on. That is impressive. Decapitations in the snow. Well, that's nice. I think. Yeah, so these are good. Converted front rank figures. So this looks, is this Napoleon's retreat from Moscow? Doesn't say. Blasting out bases. So Geek Gaming Scenics. A flock of seagulls. Giving you a very basic tutorial on how to make them here. So NARM series. I think this is going to be similar to the Team Yankee stuff. Flames of War, is it? So we've got M113s, we've got a Sheridan tanks, and a Patton tank. Right, customising Cruel Seas. So we've got 2 PT boats here, which I think are these. It's both types there. And then we've got a German Schnellboat. Oh, I want Airfix to release their old E-boat kit. It was listed as an E-boat, but obviously it's a Schnellboat. And then it's just talking about a British Vosper and the extra things that you can do to detail it and create the seas. So you can make up your little gaming bases for these as well, and they do look really nice, painted up, etc. This one's got a really nice dazzle camouflage on it. Obviously, example of photograph here. So for those that don't know, dazzle camouflage is what was painted onto some ships, not all ships, but some ships, and in theory it made judging distance, speed and heading more difficult because of the camouflage patterns that we used, especially if you were looking through the periscope. Didn't make it impossible, just made it more difficult. Right, Partisan May 2023. So Partisan is a exhibition game, I believe. So plenty, nice big haul there. I do want to. My problem is I don't have transport, so I'm kind of stuck when deciding which events I get out to. Beachhead in Bournemouth I can get to, obviously, because I live in Bournemouth, but anything else I'm a bit stuck with, which is a bit of a nightmare. Nice trench system. Well, that's quite cool. It's just using geometric shapes for hills, etc. But it's realistic. It's not realistic, but it does the job. I think that works really well. Quick fix gaming titles. We've seen carpet tiles used as gaming mats before. So is that what it is? Just green carpet? That's cool. I like that idea. World War II British Expeditionary Force, First Corps, 28mm, finest quality pewter miniatures. Breaking free from the step by steps. So this is painting, by the look of it, the cataphracts that were on the front there. So what's the history with these guys? Because they do remind me of like Saladin's army from the Crusades. Doesn't say, doesn't give any history that I can see. Okay, alright. Annoying. Okay, yeah, so step-by-step guide. Painting. A matter of some insurgency. Arima Harwood takes notes on asymmetrical warfare from his rebellious ancestor, Hon Heike, before creating a versatile system-agnostic insurgency scenario generator for your wargaming enjoyment. Try saying that when you've had a few. So some rules for small insurgency scenarios. Toy bashing a horror for doomed. Okay, that looks cool. And these things remind me of the interrogation droid from Star Wars Episode 4. But yeah, this is just obviously hobbying, kit bashing, and the such. Russian Napoleonic Uhlans. So it's just a sprue with swords and lances there. Horses, horse sprues, and the riders. They look nice. I really wanted to do an infantry square, like a Napoleonic infantry square, but finding a box which included an equal amount of kneeling firing soldiers as well as standing firing was just impossible. If anybody knows of sort of like just a plastic kit, I looked at the Victrix and that gave me some kneeling but mostly standing, and I didn't quite manage to get, I think Perry's have a box, but yeah, I'd love to do a little diorama of an infantry square. So, salute, painting competition, the winners, and these all look splendid. Warhound Titan there, nice. And we've got Space Hulk Terminators. So these are the Terminators from Space Hulk, which were Blood Angels, but they've been done in a different colour scheme. Fantasy Unit, Snow Dragon. Large scale busts. This is exquisite. Midori bust. That is lovely. AC/DC Thunderstruck, that's cool. Okay, so this Dark Mirror one, this is the Inquisitor Erasmus miniature, and this little figure here comes off the base of the Illuminor Zaris from the Necrons range. Defending Lothlorien, that's a nice board. So look at above TT Combat's Elven Woodbine Glen, so that's nice. Obviously there's probably extra work gone into these. And then some close-ups of some different boards. Twiglet Redux, or why these rules are better than my own. Building a kit bashing bits box. I don't necessarily have a kit bashing bits box. I have boxes of spares from all my units that are sorted into into different. I'm really terrible. I'm not a terrible OCD person, but when it comes to my bits box, you know, I've got these for each of my different factions. So I've got like Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, and then like even for Space Marines, I've got one for standard power armor troops, and then I've got one for Terminators, one for Space Marine vehicle parts. So yeah, I don't have one bits box, I have lots of different boxes. So these are cool. So just talking about kit bashing, and any kind of change really is a conversion or a kit bash, depending on how far you go. Project Showcase, 7 Years War Itch. So this looks like, yeah, 1756. I was going to say, they look like bicorn hats again, so it's going to be 1700 and something. Wow. Really nice. And then the last couple of pages of adverts. So there you go, that is July 2023. Here's our, I'll just hold that up so you can see what's on there. We get 2 PT boats. So I'm assuming that one's PT boats and one's Vosper MTBs, and the other one was Schnell boats, if it's one of 3. So it looks like we get 2 PT boats here, and then you might get 2 Schnell boats and 2 MTBs, Vosper MTBs. But there you go, that was that. Hopefully join me in the next video. Alright, take care, bye bye.